Loose change for getting down. It's Friday and I'm on fire, and I know that I'll break your heart, and I'm sorry, I'm just so tired. 'Cause these cars are just it, so won't you come?
Suzanne's Paparazzi Jewelry, 24/7 shopping available. 160920 is the code. Show her some love, like she showed us.
Alright, everybody, welcome to Between the Ropes. I'm Crispy Bacon, filling in for Ace. He will be here shortly. He's having technical issues. I am here with Christy. How you doing, Christy?
Doing good. Just enjoying a nice Sunday evening at home. Ready to talk wrestling.
I am too, and I'm also here with Mess Around Dave. What's up, Dave?
Just don't forget that you're the Jews and we the ones.
Yeah,
we'll
that
get to that later.
that was an interesting little match they had on SmackDown. We'll get to that in a little bit. But starting off with Raw, it was I don't know if it was a jam pack going on. We had the Cody countdown timer leading up to that. But what was y'all's thoughts on Raw in general? Anybody can start.
It wasn't too bad. It could have been better. Yeah. Especially like Cody's promo where he goes, "Hell in a cell," or something like that. I can't do his voice like that.
I like he finally had the Mysterios come back and go after what's his name? Veer Mahan.
Yeah, Veer.
So that was kind of cool. And they actually put Veer up against somebody that was actually decent instead of a no-name guy.
Yeah.
So Raw was okay. It's only going to get worse now that all the titles are on SmackDown, though.
Yeah, unfortunately.
That's true. You know, plus the women's titles are no more at this point. They're kind of vacant, and I think it's real irrelevant right now. We kind of talked about it earlier, and so the show started off with Bobby Lashley and Omos in a steel cage match.
That's definitely a way to start the show off with a bang.
And Bobby Lashley won that with, I don't know, some people say the oldest not gimmick, but way to win, where the steel cage kind of, breaks. And
yeah, it's not like we haven't seen that before. Big Show threw somebody through the cage, and I can't remember who it was, but that guy won because of that.
Yeah. We've seen the cage fall apart. We've seen the ring just collapse.
Yeah, we've seen the ring ropes break.
Yep. I remember one particular, I think it was NXT UK, their takeover event. The guy threw Joe Coffey into the corner, and the next thing you know, the rope breaks off. And I'm like, what in the name of God?
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. And then that rope got used as a weapon during the match.
So, and I guess next week they're going to have the Almighty Challenge.
Oh, my God.
I don't know.
What does Omos have to do, about 100 push-ups or something?
This is kind of reminds me of, oh, gosh. I can't think of his name. Back in 2018-19.
Who are you talking about?
Bobby Lashley's like manager, psychic.
Leo Rush.
Oh, Leo
Rush.
They kind of did something like
Lashley.
They kind of did that before.
Yeah.
It kind of feels like the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I know wrestling and all that, they're known for doing that. So
just rehashing something.
Bring Leo back. Hashtag bring Leo back.
No.
No.
I never want to see that twerp anywhere near WWE ever.
I like the hype, man.
He's his own worst enemy, pretty much.
The hype, man.
Yeah.
So we talked about Veer Mahal, Ron, and he went up against Mustafa Ali.
Ooh.
With the Miz being guest referee for about 10 minutes.
Miz.
And so what do y'all think about that?
I think they're misusing the Miz. That's 2 weeks in a row he's been a special guest referee.
Yeah.
You guys are telling me you got to have something better for him than doing that.
Yeah.
I feel like they're misusing the wrestlers' talents a little bit.
Yeah, they are.
But the match itself was pretty good. You saw Veer finally get knocked off his feet, and because he was actually fighting somebody decent, so these no-name loser guys.
The Mustafa Ali is a pretty good
come out at the end. That was cool. The Mysterios came back.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I read somewhere that they told Dominic he's going to be a singles wrestler now. I haven't heard that one way or another.
Yeah, I don't think I have either, but if it's true, I don't think he's ready for it. But if he is, send him to NXT. Have him, work on his skills down there before bringing him back to the main roster. That's what I would do.
Wait, what are you saying?
So what's the next match?
The next match is going to be Riddle going up against, I know, one of the Usos. Let me see.
Was it Jimmy?
Yeah.
It was Jay.
I found little Jimmy. No. Riddle and Jimmy Uso.
Okay.
Riddle won that one, and it was kind of the last match before the big match coming on SmackDown. What do you guys think about that?
I mean, I'm glad Riddle won, but I feel like it was a precursor of things to come that would happen on Friday.
Right.
In that huge unification match, so.
That's true.
I think we're looking at the perfect time to split Randy and Riddle up.
No.
They don't have to have the heat turn on him or that guy, Randy turn on him or whatever. They can do it just like they both need to be singles competitors. I feel like
take a break from each other for a little bit and then have them come back
together.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Understandable.
That
would make more sense than having one of them turn on the other.
But I don't see how you would, because they had a great performance. So you can't really point out who was at fault.
Yeah.
Even if there was or not.
Well, I think at this point the next pay-per-view is going to be Riddle against Reigns.
Yeah, that's the rumor. I think the order is going to. Well, actually, I think the order is going to be Riddle, Orton, and then Drew. So I think Riddle is going to be this pay-per-view.
Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, they're going to save Orton for Money in the Bank.
Okay.
And then Drew McIntyre for the Clash at the Castle.
Yeah. What about SummerSlam? I think that comes up before Clash at the Castle.
SummerSlam is where Randy Orton's rumored to face
okay.
Reigns.
Okay. All right, that makes sense.
And then Drew's supposed to get Reigns at Clash at the Castle.
Right. There's even been reports going around that it might not be Drew versus Roman at Clash at the Castle. It could be Drew versus Tyson Fury if Fury signs with WWE. I've read that, cool. And I don't know how much I believe it, but it's one of those, I'll believe it when I see it.
You like Bigfoot.
I don't know. I'd rather have McIntyre versus Reigns at a Clash at the Castle instead of Tyson Fury.
Brandon saying Riddle should have thrown Roman, calling it now.
Oh my God.
That'd
Riddle
be interesting. But
which title?
Which title?
Does he go for the Universal title or the WWE title?
I think
say Universal because he's held it the longest.
I would think WWE because it's Raw.
Right.
I think at this point it'd be for both. They'd have them fight for both because they want to keep them unified.
Right.
Yeah.
Possible.
I hope not, because I think they each show needs a title. But from what I read, the reason why SmackDown has all the titles is because Fox wants all the titles on SmackDown.
Fox wants all the gold.
Fox wants all the gold. Damn those guys at Fox.
I know, right?
Yeah.
The next match is Finn Balor and AJ Styles, with Liv Morgan in their corner, defeated Los Lotharios.
Yep.
Angel and Humberto. We've been seeing a lot of Finn Balor last few weeks. Glad they're kind of using him in the storyline with AJ. But I think AJ's better off as a singles competitor more as a tag team. He's had tag teams for a few years.
He only teamed up with Omos.
Yeah,
just Omos. That's the only time he's ever won a tag team title. I think it would be fun to see him win one with Finn,
Yeah.
Whole Bullet Club thing.
Too sweet.
Too sweet. And then
I thought it was great during the broadcast how they talked about, AJ and Finn have never teamed together. They have no experience. New Japan, what?
They're not even allowed to mention New Japan on WWE. They're not allowed.
No, I know, but it's not like they haven't teamed together before.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm sure they've worked together before in New Japan when they're both in the Bullet Club.
Yeah, I don't think I think when they meant they haven't worked together, meaning they haven't worked together in WWE.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
But they were exciting together to tag team. This match was great. I mean, AJ and Finn together, it was amazing. It was probably the top match of the night.
And then the end.
Yeah.
They have.
Like how that's how they were talking to
He's
Liv
doing
beforehand. And they're like, Liv, together we're stronger. You should join us or whatever. She's like, I don't know. I'll think about it.
Oh, I liked it when Finn said, well, what do you say, sister?
Right. And then she came out before them. And it was great.
So she must have decided, sure, I'll join you guys out there. And then they win and they have her come in and she does this. And they've been doing this at house shows. I've seen some pictures online.
Oh, cool.
So I think she's really getting into it. I think this might be a better fit for her than her with Rhea Ripley.
Right.
I kind of have a feeling, though, she might join them at some point, but I don't know.
I think the higher likelihood Ciampa's going to join Judgment Day is way higher than Liv.
Edge has been doing the whole Seth Rollins thing lately on Twitter, where he's posting pictures of Corey Graves and Liv Morgan.
Oh God, these are my targets.
So he's kind of doing that, where he's just posting random pictures and I don't know.
I don't get it either. I think he's just being weird.
Yeah. Big B's asking, do you guys think WWE will see a new Hurt Business with Omos and as the head of it?
No. And as long as MVP is the mouthpiece, I think he's always going to be the leader of the Hurt Business, no matter how they put it together.
I think Cedric Alexander's hurt.
Mm-hmm. Shelton's hurt too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe at some point, but
maybe.
They didn't seem to mind him helping out on the steel cage match, so it's possible.
Yeah, he was climbing the cage. Did you see him? He was looking like Spider-Man there for a minute.
He's like, and then I'm gonna fly. I don't know. I think it will happen, but maybe not right now.
No, not right now. Just let the story build as it goes along, and then we'll see what happens.
Alexa Bliss returned again. She's back. But once again, she faced Sonya Deville, who stripped of her, I guess, executive powers, and now she's back to being a
superstar
competitor.
Yeah. But Alexa Bliss won her match. So what do you? This
was a little bit. Well, it was a little bit longer than the first match between the two, which was nothing but a squash match because Sonya was in such shock to find out that she'd been fired as an official. So this was a little bit longer, and you get to see a little bit more of what Sonya can do. But Alexa ultimately ended up winning in the end, which I'm glad she did.
Yeah.
I'm sure Dave's very glad about that.
Oh, yeah. She's one of my girls.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
This match was, like you said, Sonya went longer. You got to see more of what she's capable of.
Yep.
I mean, before she became executive, she was pretty good, and then she lost that match with Mandy Rose where she had to leave or whatever, and then so she's always been pretty good. I don't know if she's a main eventer, but to me she'll always be a mid card chick. But
yeah.
So do you think Mandy would come back to WWE since Sonya's back?
The main roster? I don't know.
Yeah.
I think she likes what she's doing down there in NXT.
Yeah.
And she, she's finally got a spot where she can be the top girl, and
she can also be a mentor. She can also be a mentor to Gigi Dolan and JC Jane over there. She could be like their mentor there and help put them over.
I just kind of wish, because they don't have a roster per se,
right?
They can just jump from show to show, main roster to main roster. And I know they've done that a couple times, but
especially Survivor Series, I think they did that.
Yeah,
they
can jump show to show.
I makes you wonder, like, speaking of NXT coming up and stuff, Survivor Series, when they had that NXT versus the WWE roster, and NXT won like every match. I'm surprised they didn't run that back.
I think Toni Storm was in that one. A couple of them.
Yeah, I think she was.
Yeah,
she was part of NXT and
right.
Was part of that Survivor Series.
Was part of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it helped out. They should bring
it back. They should.
We're still on the storyline of Ezekiel and Chad Gable. Academy,
KO determined to prove Ezekiel is Elias.
Ezekiel and Chad Gable had a match, and Ezekiel won.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of the storyline so far? I'm kind of thinking it's kind of getting old now.
I'm not into it. I just don't find it interesting. It's like, look, we know you're Elias. You've just been repackaged as this dude named Ezekiel. That's it.
I mean, it was funny at first, but I'm kind of getting tired of it a little bit.
Yeah, me too.
Did you see the side-by-side picture that showed Ezekiel and Elias?
It's photoshopped a little bit.
It's so photoshopped. It's you have Elias with the beard and you have him without the beard.
Well, that and it made like Elias like darker than Ezekiel. Like Elias had a night stand going on. I don't remember Elias ever being that tan.
Photoshop they screwed up
on.
He had
a suntan.
Yeah.
Elias was never that tan. I'm like, get out of here.
Nope.
So I think Big B has a suggestion for you, Dave.
Oh, he would want her to do more than that.
I was gonna say that. You beat me to it. Keep it PG. My girl, leave her alone.
I believe he is the younger brother.
I believe.
You got to believe.
That was such a crazy storyline. But yeah, I think at some point this storyline with Ezekiel and the Alpha Academy and Kevin Owens should finish hopefully soon. It should happen in Hell in a Cell, but at the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
How long do you guys think you're gonna run with this Ezekiel thing?
I don't know.
I hope, like I said, another week maybe.
Probably until Hell in a Cell. About that.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be funny if it was really Ezekiel and Elias came out like?
And then it was like, what? It's like freak out.
Yeah.
It'd be a total freak out. Everyone would be like, oh, no.
I'd be, holy crap, they actually got us on something for once.
I know, right?
Oh, jeez.
So the final match, or I guess if you want to, well, the final match was supposed to be a 6-pack challenge. It was supposed to have Sasha Banks, Naomi, Doudrop, Nikki Ash, and then Becky Lynch and Asuka.
Yep.
And then Bianca, or I can't speak. Sasha Banks.
Whoever was to win that would face Bianca for the Raw Women's title at Hell in a Cell.
You're not ready for Asuka.
Right.
Yeah, no, well, I don't know. Maybe Bianca is ready for
But-
Asuka. I don't know. Just watch out for the green mist.
Right?
Cover your eyes.
Yeah.
Ah!
But the whole, Sasha Banks and
Drama.
Naomi thing, they left, dropped their titles,
Mhm.
and then it became a 1-on-1 match with Asuka and Becky Lynch to face. Whoever won that will face Bianca at Hell in a Cell. They didn't say if it was in Hell in a Cell, but
Mhm.
I'm sure it will be.
Mhm.
And Asuka won because of Green Mist.
The green mist. And
Becky
Becky's all
like
like,
a
"Ah!"
baby.
Yeah.
Make Becky
I mean-
cry like a baby. Boo.
She's been
I don't know
having
what
good
was funnier, Becky
promo-
getting hit with the green mist or Becky getting whipped with Bianca's braid. I don't know which one was funnier.
Right?
Oh, every
That
time
sounded
I
like it
rewatched that clip, I
hurt.
was like, ah!
That sounded
Yeah.
like it hurt. I mean, I showed pictures, and yeah, it
Oh
did.
my god! This is see her Instagram. She taking a picture, pulls her shirt up, and there you can see the welt on her stomach. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my god,
Yeah, it was bad.
that looked like it hurt. I'm like, watch out, Bianca means business with that braid. Holy crap!
Right?
Yeah,
I know, right? But I
Yeah.
think Asuka's getting better with, I don't know, her promo skills, even though
well,
still it's kind of hard to understand her at times.
well, she doesn't speak a lot of English, so
Me and my son used to make fun of that because we're like, what is she even saying? Like, we used to make up words, like we used to make up stuff that she wouldn't say.
Well,
I
know
think she's just basically saying, I'm gonna kick your ass," pretty much. She's just saying it in Japanese a lot of the time, and we don't know it.
I guess you could get away with well, I don't know if you could. Censorship.
I think
because
she-
of her.
Yeah. I think she's done. She and Kairi Sane used to cut promos in Japanese. They were cursing, and nobody knew they were cursing in Japanese.
So Brandon wants to know, what is a bigger surprise, Stephanie stepping away or Bianca and Naomi walking out?
I'm gonna go Sasha and Naomi walking out.
Yeah, I would think that because, I mean, the whole thing with Stephanie McMahon, they came out, and I don't know if this is true or not, but it didn't had to do with, the walkout.
Yeah.
And I understand things have been kind of tough, but I think Triple H he said he's back full time with WWE. So what do you
I would
think,
definitely
Dave?
have to go Sasha and Naomi too, because Stephanie hasn't really been in the limelight anyway lately, so it's not that big of a deal.
No, I mean
When
she
you got
needed
two
time
of
off
your top-
anyway.
You got two of your top females started walking out. That's an even bigger deal than Stephanie walking out.
Yes, exactly.
Right. So we move over to SmackDown. It's the night of the huge title unification match once again. Starts off with Roman Reigns, the Usos, and Paul Heyman coming out and saying,
Acknowledge me.
"Yeah, pretty much acknowledge me, and
Acknowledge me.
if you don't win these titles, you're out of the group, pretty much."
Ugh.
Yeah, he basically said, if you don't win, don't come back.
Yeah.
I think Roman's getting good on the mic, which we kind of figured that.
Yeah.
And you knew once Roman said that the Usos were going to win. At least I did. I knew
Well,
once Roman said
happened,
that
but
the
it
Usos
did.
were going to win.
But before that unification match, there was a push, of I think it was Clash at the Castle, and they kind of ruined the big surprise, so to speak.
Yeah, with the poster.
And then after the promo, we saw Shinsuke and Sami Zayn in a match. Shinsuke won it. What do you think of this feud? Or I wouldn't say feud. Maybe it is because they've kind of worked together, and now they're not really friends. But I don't know.
Well, I mean, Sammy's trying to make himself out as a snitch working for the Bloodline. So, and
Comes out with the shirt.
yeah, he comes up with a Bloodline shirt. I'm like, oh my god, you are really kissing up to these guys, aren't you?
Sammy, did you guys notice KO's shirt on Monday Night Raw? Sami Zayn forever.
I thought I have to go back. Maybe you did.
I don't remember that part.
Yeah, when he was talking to Gable and Otis, he had a Sami Zayn forever shirt on.
Hmm.
Huh. I'll have to go back and watch that or find that. I
Yeah.
don't know. But no, I hope Rick Boots gets, back in the ring soon, hopefully.
Yeah.
Maybe by the end of the year. I don't know.
Or maybe a little bit into next year as well. That type of injury he has, it takes a long time to recover from.
What was an injury again?
I think it was it wasn't his. It was not his Achilles. It was not his
boobs.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't his Achilles. I think it might have been his quad or something like that.
I thought it was like an ACL, but I couldn't remember.
Patella tendon.
Something I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't know. All I know is he landed. It was the most benign. It was the most basic move he could do, and he got hurt.
There's been a lot of injuries.
It has been, yeah.
More than past years.
He had a torn quad. That's what it was. I just looked it up.
It was a torn quad.
Okay. Yeah, he could be back.
We'll see.
6 months, but maybe 6 to 8 months, maybe.
Right around there.
Yeah. And then after that, we saw Gunther taking on Drew Gulak.
God.
We all know Gunther won't win that.
Gunther's a beast.
Gulak will not win that. Gulak is dead.
Yeah.
He's dead. I was like, rest in peace, Drew Gulak.
Walter's a beast.
He is.
Oh, we also saw a NXT call up, I guess you would say.
Mm-hmm.
Also known as Bud Dupree.
Oh, LA Knight.
Yeah.
Oh God. I
saw that. Yeah, that's right.
Change his name again. Oh dear God.
Working
He's
for
talking to Adam Pearce. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I feel something fishy going on with that.
Adam says he's still working on his technical issues. Hope he can get it working. So hope to see you soon, Ace.
Yeah. What do you think of the call up? What do you guys think LA Knight will be? Right now he's the manager.
I don't know. To me, it seemed kind of random. Like there was no announcement for it. There's nothing, So it's just like you see him, you're like, what the hell?
Yeah, like, what is he doing here?
I guess that's good because it was kind of a surprise. I didn't see anything about it.
No.
So.
It was surprising.
Raquel Rodriguez.
Maybe my guy Cameron Grimes will be next.
No, we'll see.
Hopefully.
We shall see.
Raquel Rodriguez was going up against Shotzi, and Raquel won it. You think Raquel's, I guess, call-up was good for SmackDown or WWE in general?
I think so. And if she keeps working her way up, maybe she might be the next one to face off against Ronda. If Ronda has the title by the time Raquel's ready to go up against her.
Well, I mean, she came close the week before.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Title match against Ronda.
That open
challenge. The more I see of this Raquel girl, the more impressed I am with her. She's going to be the next big thing.
Yeah.
As far as women go, I mean, I think she can be on Charlotte Flair's level.
Could.
She's that
even
talented.
Above Charlotte's level.
I mean, I did hear that, finding Ronda's next opponent. Excuse me. Next opponent. I guess I'm tired.
Oh my goodness.
Is, kind of hard right now. Finding someone else to face off. But hopefully they get somebody.
Yeah.
And
they need to.
Oh,
yeah, go ahead. I was going to say they need to call up more women to the main roster because the women's division on the main roster is kind of depleted right now.
It is, especially after Naomi and Sasha walked out, and then you got Bayley still not back, and
either that or you could do two things. One, have a brand split, or not brand split, but put them all together.
Yeah.
Where talent can go different places.
Kind of like a draft.
They need to go back to that. Have everybody be on SmackDown and Raw, because then the belts, it won't matter what show they're on.
Yeah.
And then I don't know about. I mean, NXT was good back then, but maybe I wouldn't say dismantle it, but kind of get rid of it, and
it's gone downhill.
Yeah, and kind of, like Mess Around said, just put them all together, have them to go,
Yep.
Jump on Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah.
I think that would help.
Probably.
I mean, you get more matches that we haven't seen in a while.
Yeah.
Because of the brand split.
Yeah. I think it'd be good, and I know a lot of people say that it won't, but I think it'd be good for WWE at this point because they don't have enough women wrestlers, or just wrestlers in general.
If we keep cutting them due to budget cuts when they're raking in record profits.
Yeah, that I don't understand.
They're rolling in dough, yet they're cutting their wrestlers. It's ridiculous.
We saw Xavier Woods going up against Butch. Xavier Woods won that. But they're going to have a 6-man tag team match next week.
Ooh.
Xavier Woods and Kofi with a mystery tag team partner. Going up against Butch, Sheamus, and Ridge Holland. I couldn't think of the name for a second. And that stable had a name. I can't remember the name.
I don't remember it either.
Which one? Sheamus is?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just know they say Fight Night every time they all come out, but I don't think that's her name.
No.
I think, or who do you guys think the New Day is going to bring in?
No idea.
McIntyre.
Maybe.
A lot of rumors. I don't know how many rumors say this, but I've heard that Cesaro could come back.
I don't know.
The rumors are what?
I haven't heard anything from him. Well,
that Cesaro could come back for the 6-man tag.
Oh, he'd get such a huge pop if he came back.
See it now.
And
tag team partner, Cesaro. Wow.
And I mean, when he was in WWE,
I mean,
months ago,
it would make sense because he wasn't actually cut. They just couldn't come to an agreement.
Yeah. And
Come to an agreement on the contract.
And he hasn't signed anywhere.
Yeah.
So I think
I had heard a rumor that I had heard some people say maybe Cesaro will be in AEW, but he hasn't. I've heard nothing about him showing up over there.
Well, what their pay-per-views is Sunday?
Yeah, next week, Double or Nothing.
So,
No, because usually when a big name guy signs with AEW, they come out. They don't try and hide it. They come out and announce it right away.
Oh, yep.
Right, but you never know with AEW. They can come out, for the promotion. They've done this a couple times.
Yep.
At a pay-per-view. They don't wrestle. They just come out and say, "Hey, I'm signing."
Yeah, they did with Christian Cage.
Right.
2 years ago. No, I think it was Revolution 2021 is when he showed up and signed his contract.
Big B, going back to NXT, Big B is saying that he hopes that if Breaker gets caught up to the main roster, they change his name to Steiner.
Yeah, because of his dad and his uncle. And Steiner brothers.
I've heard they've had a feud, back and forth, WWE and the Steiners, and I think they rekindled, friendships because now they're in the Hall of Fame. But
yeah, and Braun's the NXT champion right now.
Yeah, but I don't think Braun wants to do that. I think because he came out and said the reason he changed it because he wants to make a name on his own.
Yeah, and I don't blame him. He's next generation. He wants to show what he can do.
I mean,
and
that's
do it
good.
on his own terms. Yeah.
I wish Charlotte Flair would do that. But yeah, I mean, she did a little bit.
I think you just try to just go by the name Charlotte, but you can't deny the fact she does a lot of things similar to her dad.
Yeah. So
great. That sort of thing.
So we're at the last match. We all know what it is.
Yep.
It is the title unification match for the Raw and SmackDown tag team titles. Usos, Jimmy and Jay Uso, going up against RK Bro, Randy Orton and Riddle, and the Bloodline yet again won the titles. So now they're holding the WWE Championship, the Universal Championship and both Raw and SmackDown Tag Team titles.
Boo.
I know.
It sucks.
But what do you guys think of the match overall?
Would have been better if Roman hadn't stuck his nose in there.
I know.
You know what's coming.
He ruined it.
I was so close to saying, "Oh, they're just going to win it outright." No distractions, no interference.
And then the tribal chief has to show up.
Yeah,
I was okay with the match, but to me, this match needed to be on a pay-per-view. You know what I mean? Like, you can have the information
I thought
on
it was going to be on. I
SmackDown.
thought it was going to be in Hell in a Cell.
it originally was going to be on in Hell in well, I don't know about in it, but on pay-per-view. And then they're like, "No, we want to do it on SmackDown. We need the ratings." I mean,
And then did you notice after they won the titles, I was online reading through a bunch of the wrestling sites groups I'm part of.
Mm-hmm.
The Bloodlines get so much backlash now, like everybody's hating on them now. And it was cool to be a fan of the Bloodline and the Tribal Chief and acknowledge me and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And now that they got everything, everybody's hating on them.
Well, the whole Bloodline thing to me personally is just getting really, really old. Sorry.
That's what a lot of people are saying. It's getting stale.
It's getting stale. It's getting old. They now have all the titles. Everyone's making jokes about, maybe we should maybe they should beat Braun Breaker's butt and win the NXT title. Maybe they should go for the NXT tag team titles. Maybe we should go for the North American. Maybe they can claim every title across all three brands, Raw, SmackDown, and NXT.
And then I heard that, like the wrestling fans, like, they should come over to AEW and challenge somebody from there.
It was also
the Bloodline would just get destroyed by the Jericho Appreciation Society. Chris Jericho says, "You ever watch it rain? I'm going to shoot a fireball out of my butt because I'm a wizard."
No, Jericho would be like, "You know what happens when people from WWE come?" They made.
There's also a comment that they got this whole. They got this whole one faction holding all the titles from AEW.
Yeah.
Oh, no. I don't see that.
Like, it's not the first time it's been done. It won't be the last.
No.
So,
I mean, DX almost had all the titles back in the day.
It was a long time ago.
It's not the first time it's happened.
Yeah.
Which is the first time it had. Well, for a lot of people, it's the first time it's happened in their generation. But
yeah.
I mean, it's been a long time.
Yeah, I mean, back then when DX almost did it, there was no Facebook, no Twitter, no Instagram, nothing like that. So you didn't know what was going to happen. Nowadays, people can just figure it out, just predict it just like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Warren Marlowe is saying that's the art of being bad guys, but still sell tickets is all that matters.
Yeah.
That's true.
As long as they put butts in the seats.
I thought it was great when they showed all the kids crying.
That was sad.
The kids were so upset. I was like, no. I wanted to hug those kids.
Did you see? I think it was like the dad with the kid and, holding the ear like,
Just covering his ears.
Yeah.
Like, no,
you
son, you can't hear
doing
this.
the jobs when you see kids crying and,
Well, it's like that.
Dads having to console their kids. And
yeah.
It's like.
It was sad. I didn't mean it was great, but it was sad.
It's like that Sasha Banks commercial for that Evil series.
Oh.
You don't make little kids cry, but Sasha Banks does.
She made a girl named Izzy cry. Oh, God.
I need to get back into watch. I think I've watched the first 3.
Mm-hmm.
I need to watch. I need to binge it.
I need to watch it, period.
Yeah, that's how I am. But
watch the Roman Reigns one. That one's the best one.
But going back to Raw, we saw, I don't know if we talked about Cody challenging Seth to part 3 of their little, I don't know,
Hell in a Cell.
Yeah. I thought Cody did good on his promo for it. But I think Seth did good. He was kind of in the back on the Jumbotron. And
I was laughing.
They need to have another match at a Punjabi prison.
God. I was so confused by that. The Punjabi prison. What is Mahal talking about?
I think
what the heck is this thing? Is this like a version of a steel cage or something?
He was weird but cool looking at the same time.
Yeah.
It was so confusing. I had trouble following it, but it was kind of interesting at the same time.
Yeah.
It looked like this big, massive, giant hut made out of all kind of wood and sticks and everything.
Like bamboo and stuff. Yeah.
It looked like bamboo, exactly.
And they had to climb it,
thing.
going through the cages and unlocking
Oh my
it.
god.
Something you'd see in an obstacle course, maybe. But. So we're leading up to Hell in a Cell. What do you think is going to happen? I know we have one Hell in a Cell match. Who do you think is going to have the next one? You know, it's usually a woman's match. I'm thinking it's going to be for the Raw title.
Bianca versus Asuka.
Yeah.
I'm thinking I'm gonna go with Bianca. Yeah, I'm gonna definitely go with Bianca. She just has to avoid that green mist at all costs.
What do you think, Dave? Who do you think is going to be in that other Hell in a Cell match?
Who's the first one so far?
Cody and...
Oh, Cody and Seth?
Yeah.
Yep.
I honestly want to see Finn and AJ in the Judgment Day in that.
Oh, that'd be good.
Ooh.
But normally they put titles up for grabs inside, so I mean...
True.
Yeah, they've done it before.
And I think they're going to put that as a mixed tag match. I believe.
They should put RK Bro against the Usos for the titles in the Hell in a Cell. That's what I'd like to see, but I don't think it's going to happen.
No.
And then you see Roman climb the cage
and try and break in. Yeah. I don't think he can kick the door down like Lesnar did that one time.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, Lesnar just kicked that door down like, uh-oh. This is trouble.
Oh, they'll find a way.
Yeah. They probably won't lock it up real tight. Roman will just be like, just grab it, rip it off the hinges.
Yeah. I've heard or saw a video that WWE's dropping hints, and we kind of saw it before, where the Fiend could come back. There's been kind of...
I have no idea.
Easter eggs.
Oh, I think McAfee said something on episode of SmackDown where he said the Fiend because someone, I think, had a Fiend mask on and it caught his attention.
Right, and then I think somebody pointed out that when Seth Rollins came out and it said Seth freaking Rollins, somebody said the word freaking is in the Fiend's font, textile, whatever.
Something like that. I never really noticed it before, though.
And somehow he uses some of his music.
Warren's also saying probably Bobby Omos could be interesting in this Hell.
Possible.
Bobby's usually good in a Hell in a Cell match. We saw it with Drew McIntyre.
Yeah. Well, Drew locked MVP to the cage, but it didn't matter.
Right.
Yeah. Even though that was funny.
I wouldn't mind that.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Who else could be in a?
I mean, even at the Cell match they had this past week, they thought MVP wouldn't get involved, but he still did. He poked a stickler and jabbed Lashley a few times, so he's going to find a way to get involved no matter what type of match it is.
He could hide under the ring, and as soon as the cage is in, he'll sneak out and try and stick his cane and knock Lashley off his feet. It's always a possibility.
I mean, maybe you should, it'd be funny if they put Paul Heyman and MVP inside the Cell.
I'd like to be on a fly on the wall during that and let's listen to those two guys. The conversations they'd be having would probably be hilarious.
I know. do you think we'll see Bayley soon? You talk about every week that Bayley should come back soon.
I don't know.
I don't know. It seems like it's taking longer than it should. You figure she'd be back by now.
Maybe the injury was a little bit worse than we thought it was.
Maybe.
She needs more time to recover and rehab.
I
never know.
She's been out and about, so to speak, doing different events.
She's a little more active on Twitter nowadays.
Yeah,
Because it's almost been a year. She's been out since July of last year.
Yeah.
she's been very active on social media, trying to, I guess, put hints down that she's coming back. But I'm not totally getting what she's trying to do.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Heyman versus MVP would be better than half of AEW booking, honestly. I don't know.
I guess AEW booking has been that good.
It's been pretty decent. You know, they could do better. Their women's matches could be a little bit longer.
And
and certain feuds do need to end. There's like a maybe one or two that I'm totally sick of right now.
And I've heard, some people say that too, where, okay, if Sasha and Naomi jump to AEW, where their place is, what their role's gonna be.
Interesting.
They don't have much for the women's wrestlers over there either.
No.
I mean, what is it?
But that division does need a boost, and those two, if they do go to AEW, can provide that boost. Right. It just depends on how you book them. It depends on the quality of opponents as well, because it's not a bad roster. It can be better.
Yeah. So I'm looking through, and the Usos, I mean, they teased a bunch of people, but
yeah,
not a bunch of people, but a couple where Soka, whatever, from NXT could be joining there, which kind of makes sense now that Naomi's not there at the moment. You think I think it could.
Your first Solo Sikoa?
Yeah.
Okay, it could possibly happen. With Naomi having walked out, that makes her joining the Bloodline pretty unlikely. So maybe Solo Sikoa could get called up and join his brothers and cousin in the Bloodline. I don't know.
All right. What do you think, Dave?
I think it's too soon. I think the guy's still too green to call up. He still needs to get his timing down in the NXT. I mean, like I said last week, it's not like he's got a famous dad like Dominic has. It gets him instantly pulled onto the main roster. So
yeah.
Well, I mean, you had the Usos went to NXT. Roman went to NXT.
Well, true, but
yeah, the thing is, the Usos and Roman became successful when they went to the main roster. They didn't have much success in NXT.
No, but I think what helped Roman, like Seth and Moxley, Dean Ambrose, was the Shield. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think having something like that for a couple matches, a few matches, helps you.
Yeah.
I agree with Warren. Naomi only walked out because Sasha left and had no choice. When they tag team, it's a work.
I don't think it's definitely. I don't think it's a work. I think
I'm going back and forth between work and not work.
I think it's a work. I think it's a complete work.
I don't think it's a work. I think both got fed up with how they were being treated, and they just said, "Look, we've had enough. Take these titles and shove them up here. You know what? We're out of here."
But speaking of that, what did y'all think of Ryback's comments over the weekend?
Oh God.
He's not doing himself any favors with stuff
like that.
He's not. Feed me less. There you go.
Yeah, feed me less. Exactly.
But no, on the Sasha thing, they changed it. They removed WWE from their social media.
Yep.
Like the name WWE.
Mm-hmm.
Their merch isn't on the site.
Nope.
They took them out of the Then Us Now. Or
the intro, yeah.
Yeah. And replaced them with Cody, Ronda, and someone else.
Yeah.
So
been pulled from live events.
I don't think it's a work. If it was a work, you'll still see their merch.
Yep.
They wouldn't pull their name off of WWE.
Warren's saying he's been in the business. They were booked too many. What bad booking?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean.
But to have Naomi pin Sasha and then have Naomi lose to Bianca at Hell in a Cell, and then maybe have Sasha go up against Ronda for the SmackDown title and lose in that sense, and have them not defend their tag team titles at Hell in a Cell, which they wanted to do, and then being told to fix their attitudes. I mean, that's wrong.
But see, we weren't there. Where they really, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know what really happened. Only they can say. Only those two can say for sure what the real story is.
Because I mean, you can, you've talked to people, in this tone, they'd be like, "Don't raise your voice," and it's like,
yeah,
I wasn't, but
yeah,
I don't know. So
I don't know either.
It's a crazy situation
Mm-hmm.
that happened to be live on somewhat live.
Yeah.
It's almost reminiscent when CM Punk took his ball and went home.
Yeah, when he left.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then they hand him his walking papers on his wedding day.
That was crap. That was
so low.
That was
It was
low.
supposed to be the happiest day of his life, and then he finds out, I don't have a job. What am I going to do?
And people wonder why he doesn't want to come back to the E.
That's true.
Did you see WWE statement where they're like,
yes,
it's a live scripted show?
I saw that part, and I'm like, that's unusual.
Why?
Why did you let the cat out of the bag on that part?
There's so
Well,
many.
it's not like everybody doesn't know it anyway.
Well,
Yeah,
we
but
knew
you
it.
have
It's just the
those
fact that they
diehard-
admitted it as the surprise.
But you have those diehard wrestling fans or fans that believe.
Oh, I know. I get you saying there's some fans that you can't tell that it's fake. They'll be like, no, it's real, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Yeah,
So now
there's
they're
plenty of those
looking
out
at
there.
it. Now they're looking at it going, oh my gosh.
Wow.
I don't know.
When I remember when I was growing up, I had this friend of mine that used to believe, like, I heard that it was real, and I made him cry because I told him it was fake. I'm like, dude, it's all scripted, bro. It's like a soap opera.
Yeah.
Right.
And
So
he's like, no, it's not. I felt so bad for making him cry, but
Warren saying every woman tag champions always built the main champs, and it also gets reps under your champs to help them, but get built in Punk is with the worst champions.
Worst comparison to the subject.
Yeah.
well, I'm not saying it was a good comparison. I'm just saying
No.
it just reminded me kind of like that.
Yeah.
Right. Well, then I did see some. I didn't read the article, but I did see something where having CM Punk as AEW champion is good and bad for the company. And maybe because they're going back to that.
Well, you also got to, yeah, well, you got to think about it as well in terms of Punk being AEW World Champion. The reign of Hangman Adam Page has had its good moments, but it overall has been very underwhelming. That's just me, though. That's just what I've noticed. I mean, I think Hangman has been a good champion. It just has felt really underwhelming, and maybe Punk can bring it up a little bit. I don't know. Well, I mean, I'm going to be watching it, so I'll find. So we'll see.
So you got a few minutes left in the show.
Okay.
We kind of talked about earlier the next three opponents for Roman Reigns. We have Orton, Riddle, and Drew McIntyre. We all know, or at least we kind of know, WWE can change on us. That
True.
Roman's probably not going to lose the belt, or a belt, or both belts.
Ooh.
But who do you think has the best chance of taking one title?
Drew.
Drew?
I say Drew.
I want to say Randy because he's on fire right now and he's like it's so over, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Chrissy on this one. It's Drew. I mean they like Drew for some odd reason. I don't get it, but they do. You guys all know how I feel about Drew.
Right.
Right. I mean,
And I'm not just saying that because I'm a Randy Orton fan. Drew's good, but I just don't like him. And honestly, why take the title off Roman? He's so killing it right now with the Bloodline. I know it's kind of getting stale, but a lot of people like it. And he's making so much. They're making so much money off Reigns right now, and he's carried that company since he became the tribal chief. So why take it off him now? It doesn't make sense.
No.
So Warren's saying that Punk is only happy in AEW because he books all of his stories there. I mean, I've heard they've had full creative control, so
yeah. I mean, he not only gets to choose who he faces off against, he gets to put them over, which I think is the main thing with him.
But
he wants to put certain stars over. He wanted to put MJF over in a dog collar match. He wants to put Hangman Adam Page over. He wants to work with people that he's probably been interested in wanting to work with for a long time. He's just never had the chance until now.
But the thing is, too, Cody Rhodes had that situation. Granted,
yeah,
Punk's
I think he booked himself into a corner pretty much.
Right, but Punk's not an executive.
No.
Cody was, but the only thing Cody did that probably hurt his chances was he's like, I don't want to be in the championship match.
That stipulation.
Don't put me there. I can do any other match, but don't put me in a situation like that.
Right.
And I think that's what hurt him in AEW.
Yeah.
And then but that's another thing with Punk is he didn't put himself in that situation.
Right. Because he's not an executive and he doesn't have that type of power.
Right.
Yeah. But Cody, when he made that decision to stick with that, with that stipulation, he stuck with it, and even he admitted he just should not have done it.
I would, if I was putting in a stipulation like that, I would say for a year, a calendar year,
at least a year.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, the Young Bucks did the same thing. Yeah, I know, I goofed on that one. Sorry.
Yeah.
The Young Bucks had the same stipulation. I think for the tag team titles, they said if we don't win it, we're not going to compete for these titles again. They won it, and they're also executives in the company too.
Oh wow! So
yeah, they are
kind of like the situation of back then. WWE had the rematch clause.
Yep.
But at certain points, like after this match,
you don't get to compete for this title as long as the current title holder has it.
And same thing with McIntyre.
Yeah.
You can't face Bobby Lashley
as long as he has it. Yep.
Well, guess what? Roman
Reigns. He needs a new stipulation where you can't have a title. I'd be happy with that.
play for keeps, so to speak.
Yep.
Seems like WWE's been doing that lately.
There's one guy I wouldn't mind seeing AEW take, and that's true.
In AEW?
Yeah, AEW can have that guy. I can't stand him.
Oh.
Okay, here's a question. Who would in current WWE would you like to see jump or make an appearance or something in AEW?
Oh boy. Becky Lynch.
That'd be interesting.
Have her go up against Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. That'd be cool.
Charlotte Flair can go to AEW.
Have her go up against Britt Baker?
She can go where her husband's at.
Andrade.
That'd be funny. I think that'd be good.
Yeah. That would be such a huge loss for the women's division in WWE.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they already have. Oh, speaking of Flair,
I got my fingers crossed. It happens soon.
Oh,
Ric Flair's getting back in the ring.
Oh God.
Oh, he's got a match against the Dragon Steamboat coming up.
He's so old.
They're both old.
They're both really old.
But 39 out of 40 doctors said no.
I'd like to know who the one doctor is who said, Mr. Flair, I don't think you should be back in the ring.
I don't think either one of them has any business being in the ring at that age.
No, they don't. That's what I think is ridiculous. It's like Mr. Flair is 70 years old or something.
Yeah, Steamboat's got to be up there too.
No business being in the ring.
That should be an interesting match.
Yeah. But I'd rather just see Ric Flair live vicariously through Charlotte.
One of them's going to have a freaking heart attack.
Oh, yeah. And when that happens, you're going to be seeing medics all over the place. Get out of the way. Clear.
So we're at that point. We can do our final takes here.
Yep. Chris, do you want to go first?
Sure. Just it's just a fun show, and yeah, I just love coming on here talking wrestling with you guys. It's always a blast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dave.
Yeah, this wasn't bad for not having a full crew. We made it in an hour, so kudos to us for making it without our main host.
Yeah.
So
Without
hopefully
Yeah,
get the tech issues figured out, and we'll have him back next week.
Hopefully
And
get
Brandon,
that laptop
we miss you.
fixed.
What was that, Dave?
I sent him Brandon. We can't forget Brandon. We miss having him on too.
Yeah.
I know
And Sarge.
And Sarge.
all of them will be back soon. Thank you all for watching and commenting. Great things coming to Coast. Tomorrow we have the Red Tape Files, right? Or
hopefully Base can get his stuff fixed.
hopefully. And then, for Bros, we got Tuesday Night Mania on deck. We got a bunch of shows coming.
Yes.
In OVW this Thursday. Probably won't be on the 2nd because they're doing their pay-per-view that night, but just stay with Coast to Coast. We got great shows and great stuff coming to the network. And with that, I am Crispy Bacon here with Christy Wilson and Mess Around Dave. And we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.